What up, guys? Your boy, Big Guy Journey. And today I'm feeling like I got the glow. I feel the power. I got the glow. It's the power of elevation. Some of y'all don't even know what that is, but that's from the greatest movie of all time, The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy. I used to think I was Bruce Leroy, but you know what I'm saying? I wasn't skinny enough. I wasn't cut like that. You know what I'm saying? But I had the moves. I had the moves. Stick power. Let me stop being silly though. Well, look, today's video, I just wanted to talk really quick about the Facebook shutdown, the scare. And I just wanted to ask you, what if? Because I hear a lot of what ifs. What if it was the last days, you know what I'm saying, doomsday. We talked about the preppers and all of that stuff. Are you ready for the shutdown? And I wanted to kind of talk about it from a health standpoint because a lot of people missing this part. See, I understand, like we know, you got to be sufficient in growing your food and all of that stuff. But what about those people who are on medications? What about those people who are addicts to big pharma? That's very, very important. But look, before we get fully into this, I want you to do me a favor. Can you do me a favor, please? Just one favor! I need you to like this video if you like it. If not, dislike it. I need you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I like for you to share, because sharing is caring, my friend. Come on, you're here. Why not do it? You're already here. Okay, so look, we all know that Facebook recently crashed for about 5 to 6 hours, just a day after being in court for litigations talking about underage children, okay? Now, you could go look that up. I'm not going to really go touch much on that because that's not the purpose that I'm here. But I was recently on a few lives. One, my sister, Big Miss B Finesse, go check her out, and also Melissa Barron. And one of the things that we were talking about, a few of the things we were talking about is what if this happened? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people panicked. They was freaking out. People didn't know what to do. They were losing their cool. You see on Twitter, everybody was just losing their minds because Facebook was gone, right? And so, like me personally, the only real reason that I use Facebook is really I try to spread my messages and through business and stuff like that. That's what I do on Instagram as well. So I could understand how that could play a major part in you losing everything, especially if you're dealing with like Facebook ads and stuff like that. But the question is simply, what if this happened? How would you sustain yourself? We talked about different things like, firearms. What are you going to do if it gets really bad out here? Because, a lot of people, you're going to need protection because when the law is busy or non-existent, it's going to be some sharks out here trying to come at your stuff. We talked about food. What if when the government controls all of this stuff and they cut off food supplies, what are you going to do? Are you able to grow your own things? We talked about a lot of different things, but the things that I want to focus on is the medicine part, big pharma, because many of us are dependent on medicines that the doctors have prescribed us. Things that you've been dependent on your whole life, no matter if it's through asthma, no matter if this is through things like eczema, if it's food allergies, if it's depression, if it's all of these different things. And I believe that they've created such a dependency that most people are slaves to these things. They're slaves to big pharma. They're slaves to the medical industry. Or should I say another word is fiends. Because like me, myself, I dealt with this my entire life. And because at a young age, I was diagnosed with asthma, eczema, I was constantly on these different medications. I was on topical steroids. I was on prednisone. You know what I'm saying? I was on all of these different things. And it wasn't until I got to be an adult when I started to go on my weight loss journey, I started to focus on my all around health. And in that, I came to a halt because my body started to react against itself as I started to change everything. I started to change to the healthier foods and healthier alternatives and stuff like that. And it went haywire. I'm going to add a couple pictures just so you can see, because I looked like a zombie. I looked scary. I actually suffered from something called topical steroid withdrawal. I know you probably never heard of that. And if you ask the doctor, they don't either, because it's not even recognized. But what I found that there are a lot of people all across the world was suffering from this very thing. But so when I was going through all of this, one of the things, I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to learn about the body and healing, how to make sure my kidneys and my liver was functioning properly. And all that I was trying to do was learn through food, through natural ways, through foods and herbs, because my whole goal was to get off of the medicine, because God forbid I be in a place where I could not be dependent on this stuff and die. And so that's what I did. I got off the steroids and I went through this grueling process where I told you my body broke down. I lost all of my hair. You see that beautiful hair? You see it? It was gone. I woke up, like that kid on the Home Alone. I was scared. But through fasting and praying and through just learning what I should do, I was able to get off of that medicine. It's still a few medicines like through asthma that I'm working through, right? But I barely use them compared to like what I used to do. I used to have to take stuff all the time, every single day. And a lot of people are in the same situation. I don't care what it is. I just want you to start thinking about these things, because if we ever get into a place where even if it's this, where the delivery trucks stop, what are you going to do if you're so dependent on things that you can't survive a day, a month, a week, a few days, whatever the time period may be, because it may not be like the end of the world or nothing like that. But this is something very serious to think about. If you have diabetes and you can't get to your insulin, what are you going to do? And there are natural ways for you to heal yourself from these things. I've seen people heal from diabetes and the insulin dependence and all of those different things. I've heard stories and seen people through the internet, beat cancer and all of that stuff through natural ways. And so there's tons of information. I always say it's not a lack of information. What we have to do is we have to make a decision that this is what we want. Because I've had family members that were down and out, and I would tell them about, look, you don't have to go through these things like the extensive chemo and stuff like that, where your hair is falling out and you're sick and you're barely making it, because those are the things that's actually making your body break down. All of that radiation is not good for your body, but they don't want to hear it because all of the trusts is in doctors and pharmacies and stuff like that. And so I just want you to think about this. I want you to look at this today, because what if these things happen? What if the trucks can't get to the next destination, even for a week? Are you in a place where you will be fine? And I know most people have to answer that with absolutely not. And so I want you to start looking at those things, and I want you to start looking at getting your health together. I want you to start looking at things like eating a proper diet, moving a certain amount a day, even if it's just walking, just the basic. I'm not asking you to go all out and be extreme. I'm an extreme person, so I can get very extreme with stuff. But you have to make necessary changes. You have to start to make the necessary changes in order to win. And so we could talk about finances. We could talk about all of these different things. But if your health isn't in order, it's not going to do anything for you, right? And so you have to start thinking about this, because this dependency that we have to all of these medicines. You have medicines for one thing, and then you have medicines to counter the side effects, and you have to have a medicine to counter that side effect. And all it's doing is really just this creating a very toxic body. It's not allowing your system to operate like Yah has created you to actually operate. And it's also getting these people rich, very, very, very filthy rich. All of the 1% up there, they're filthy rich. They the ones got the power, and you have absolutely no power. They don't want you to know that you can go through and start getting yourself better naturally. And I'm not saying that I'm against doctors. You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of doctors have good intentions, and you can go to a doctor and a doctor could tell you what it is that you're dealing with. But I'm just not the person that's always quick to jump to the thing that they're telling me to do, because I know that there's a lot of natural ways that you could go about doing that. And I've experienced it myself. Again, you seen the pictures because I just added it, but though that was me 3 years ago, and actually it took at least 1.5 to 2 years to get to a place where I was just okay. I'm not even all the way out of it. I'm still detoxing my body still to this day. I still have little flare-ups and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, you're going to need to break the dependence of all of these different things and start looking at natural alternatives for yourself. All right? Take care, take charge. God bless. And look, man, do me a favor, like I said to me. Like this video, dislike this video, subscribe to the channel, and pass it on to somebody, y'all. I'm out. Big Guy Journey. It's time to make a decision. Peace.